Hey, I'm Gavin Lurssen.
And I'm Ruben Cohen. Today we are so excited to start down the path of showing you how we approach the process of mastering. We get this all the time. People are very insecure about what they're doing in mastering. A lot of times people are really focused in on the mix process, and then when it comes to mastering, they throw in a limiter just to give to their artist, and they don't quite feel like they really know what they're doing with that. So our mission in this series is to leave you with the confidence knowing exactly what to do, and so you'll never feel that way again.
What you're going to learn from us is how to hear and how to listen, and we're going to teach you how to use a chain of audio signal processes so that you can use a little bit of each thing to add up to a whole that's greater than the sum of its parts.
We're going to show you what we do, we're going to show you what to touch, and most importantly, we're going to show you what not to touch. It's a methodology that we trust, that informs our decisions along the way, and we're going to unveil our way of tackling it all, the way we approach any song, any album that comes our way, to give you the confidence to do what we do in just the same way.
Another thing we'd like to unpack is the notion of putting a limiter on the bus when you're mixing your music, and whether that should be done when the music is mixed or whether it should be done before you mixed the music.
Now more than ever, many people mix into bus processing, doing a lot of the heavy lifting of what mastering traditionally would do. We're going to talk about that, but we're also going to explore the traditional method of having a dedicated mix session and a separate dedicated mastering session, and all the benefits that that brings along the way. Through the process of mastering itself, it informs all of the decisions along the way. Use level and EQ to push the song up into predetermined formula processing. And as you're doing that, it's going to inform your decisions in terms of what to do next.
It's very formulaic because no matter what balance you end up with when you blend those elements together, if you're trying to go for hype, the way that this formula works is you will be able to push that music into the gear, and through compression it's going to smooth out all the edges and push it into one basic area. So you'll be able to follow formulas and learn how to hear and listen in this way.
Understand that we're not putting processing on the music, and instead what we're doing is we're putting the music through the processing and seeing how the music that we're working on is relating to that predetermined processing and what we need to do to make that all gel so it all sings out of the speakers in the end. So what we currently have in our mastering chain is just this compressor. That is the only compressor in the mastering chain right now, and what we're going to do is introduce an additional compressor, additional to this bus compressor, and this is going to give us a little bit more of a textural analog type of feel, and I'm going to make this active right here. So what this is the Dynamu compressor. It's a tube type of compressor. It's a little slower, it's a little bit more gushy, and it's going to envelop the signal in a way that feels a little bit more rounded and less angular. So it's a great tool to use, and it's not that we're just throwing this on and keeping every other setting. Whenever we throw this on, it's again seeing if the input gain is good for the track, and also the EQ is good for the track. So when we introduce something like this, we're going to have to rethink the EQ a little bit perhaps, and the input gain, and see if it's all still working.
Once you get the compression and the brick wall limiter sorted, and you get your gain structure sorted out, and you feel the feeling of the music, now you want to put a little bit of grit in there, a little bit of dirt, a little bit of relatability. And these vintage style compressors are available to you if you want to go into that flavor.
So what we're going to do is look at the difference between EQ, between our control, our blue track without any additional tube compression added, and the EQ that we had to adjust to get the best out of what this addition of tube compression is. Remember, the purple track has the tube compression, the blue doesn't, and it just so happens that our input gain is the same on both, minus 2.9. So that's going to make it real easy for us to hear the difference between these two. Starting with the blue.
A great rule of thumb is if you play somebody your music and they start moving their body, you know you're onto something good.